Hello, and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kate Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the week of May 31st through June 6th. I can't believe we're here in so many ways. This is already June. Oh my gosh. And on top of that, this is the 99th episode of Pisces Moon Astrology Podcast. Y'all, I just don't even know what to say. I'm amazed. I'm filled with gratitude. I'm excited. I'm sort of getting ambitious and wanting more. It's bringing up a lot for me, and it's all because y'all rock. You know that you are just the most awesome people for sharing, booking appointments, contacting me to let me know how you're doing astrologically. Just this whole journey has been kind of, I don't know, a miracle, right? At least to me it has. Anyway, buckle up. Let's get ready. Actually, I know I just said buckle up, but remember that this is the last week of the special that I'm running. So all I ask of you to get 10% off on any of the services I offer, go to my website, piscesmoonastrology.com. You can see what I offer and what my prices are. All you have to do to get 10% off on anything is just share the podcast on your social media. Give me a shout out over there and share the podcast. Take a screenshot of that. When you go to my website, go to contact, that'll take you to an email. And then just paste that proof of sharing in the email and tell me what service you want. And we'll start working on getting you booked for as soon as possible. All right. Thank you in advance for doing that. I'm so excited. The other thing is, if you haven't left a review of the podcast in a while, if you wouldn't mind doing that, just even if you already left one a while back, it really helps the podcast get pushed out to people so they can find it. And again, I would be super grateful. Now, let's get ready for the astrology. As you already know, I talked about the blue moon on May 31st already. That's got its own episode. So I'm not going to be talking about that. What I am talking about, y'all, it's so big. Mercury is going to make a trine to the North Node of Destiny. That is your mind aligning with fate. Get ready for divine inspiration, cosmic downloads. Oh my gosh. On the same day, this is June 3rd. I should have already said Mercury's in Cancer and the North Node is in Pisces for that one. But also on June 3rd, we've got Mercury, still in Cancer because it's the same day, squaring Neptune. Y'all know I don't like Neptune, but this one's fairly interesting. Squaring Neptune in mighty, self-focused Aries. Okay, this is an interesting, profound, dynamic energy this week. I'm going to talk to you about the general meaning, what I'm kind of predicting we'll feel with this energy, and then I will do a quick sign by sign. So let's jump right into this. So Mercury is in nurturing Cancer. This is our minds being really, it's almost as if thought and feeling merge and become one thing, right? Because Cancer is all about the emotional receptivity, that sort of, they call it the mommy sign. I hate that so much, I can't even tell you, but there's a truth to it. It's the sign that takes care of self, others, the animals, nature, depends on where it lands in your chart. It takes care of stuff. Now our mind is there and it's really getting attuned to our feelings. You know, it's like we can take those feelings that we haven't been able to put into words, those desires, those fears, whatever they are, and we can finally add the words to them. and we're human, right? So once you add the mind and the word piece to it, sometimes for many of us, it's a little bit easier to grapple with whatever's coming up, whether something super positive is coming up or something painful that we need to resolve, whatever that is. Now, the other thing is memory. Cancer is water, and it holds our deepest memories, things that are just important old memories and things that we've stuffed. The memory is there, but we've ignored it. We've rejected it. We've tried to smash it down in whatever way. This is a time when memory will be coming up and available. All right, this is really beautiful. And it's a time when Mercury helps us communicate so we can speak from the heart, speak from our truth, maybe talk about the joy of those memories or the pain of those memories. Talk about them with trusted companions or family or whatever that is. And if that's not your life, maybe you journal about it. Maybe you do altar work about that stuff where you can really honor the depth of your emotional self. Soul and mind, emotions and rational thought, all of this stuff is going to merge right now. Now, let's add to that. What is this trine? This trine is to the north node of destiny in what? Spiritual Pisces. Spiritual Pisces, another water sign, of course, because it's a trine. The North Node is fate. It's destiny. It's the god goddess. Whatever you see is that big force out there in the universe that says some stuff you got to do, right? Some stuff we have total choice over, even, good, bad, or indifferent. We can say, oh, that good thing over there, I don't wanna. Fate comes into certain things where our soul just needs to go through whatever it is. Again, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, in this point, because it's a trine, that is the most positive angle. Mercury's in a beautiful emotional sign. Pisces is the soul, it's the spirit, it's union, it's the one without boundaries. We are going to be literally psychic, downloading. Our intuition is going to be on. We're going to be hearing from our guides, angels, God, goddess, whatever it is you believe in out there, whatever it is you channel, it's going to be speaking this week. Oh my gosh, you guys. If you want to get right with something, if you want to get aligned, listen. Listen to the messages. Listen to your heart, to your inner soul, to your voice inside you. You'll know what to do. You'll know how you need to move forward. I promise you that. Now, water, you guys, listen to me. Water is slow. Think about the difference between walking down the sidewalk and walking through water waist deep. You are going to go way slower in the water, right? So I bring that up because same day, Mercury is squaring Neptune in Aries. Squares are difficult. We have to resolve them. They're not bad. They're just energy that has to be navigated, unlike the trine, which just flows beautifully. Okay? Neptune, I don't like Neptune. If you've been listening to me for a minute and a half, I don't like Neptune. However, he's not always lies, illusion, deceit, all of that, which he is. That's why I don't like him. So don't even ask me and don't argue about it because I'm not going to change my mind. Anywho, Neptune in Aries. Aries wants to go. Do it now. Aries is ruled by Mars. Neptune, however, is watery. He's the ocean, right? So he'll let you, in Aries, he'll let you go. He just won't let you see where you're going. It'll be like, I'm going and I'm underwater. Imagine that place in the ocean where you're deep enough to not see the surface, but you're not deep enough to see the bottom of the ocean. Oh, go where? which direction is which, right? That's going on this day. So here's the thing. Neptune is also, in addition to all the bad things he's creativity, he's soul, he's heart, when he's good, right? And so because he's coming in this square, I think in Aries, I think there's going to be a desire, like you're getting all these downloads. We're getting this energy that's beautiful and fate and all of this, and we want to act. We want to act right now because Aries is involved and Aries wants to do it now. Slow down. Neptune actually will give you his gifts if you go slow, just sort of let the waves take you, let the current, float on the vibes, right? And let it settle. Also, Mercury is the mind. Let it settle in your heart, soul, mind. Give it a little time. Accept all the downloads. But just maybe you don't have to act on anything the second you get that download. Let me tell you why. The week after, Mercury's going to enter his pre-retrograde shadow. So already part of this story is going to have the Mercury retrograde story in it. Now, he's not going to be in the same position. He's going to have moved on because he's stationing retrograde at the 16th degree of Cancer. So he'll have moved out of this square and this trine, but he's still in the house. He's still making a sign-based aspect. We may already have to do some revision and rethinking to what we come up with this week. So move slowly. It'll be better if you haven't taken like giant leaps into something, right? It's a little bit easier later to revise. It's like, oh, I had this thought. I journaled about doing this. I wrote out plans for something. All mercurial activities. And now I need to go back and revise a little of that now that I'm really thinking it through, Mercury. Okay? That's going to be way better than if you've jumped in the deep end and you've invested in your new website, whatever it is, right? And now it's like, oops, that's not actually what I want to do. See what I'm saying? But Neptune will bring the creativity. So do the stuff like the journaling, talk about it, get the creative energy flowing. Just maybe don't act quite yet because you're probably not seeing things clearly enough yet. Okay, you'll be getting the download, but maybe how you want to manifest that energy, that's what you won't be seeing so clearly yet. Does that make sense? Okay, now this has already gone too long. I am going to whiz through the signs. So, as always, listen to your rising sign. That's you. If you don't know it, if you're born in the day, listen to your sun. If you're born at night, listen to your moon. For the most comprehensive information, listen to all three, and let's do it. All right, so Aries, Mercury is in Cancer, which is your fourth house of home, family, and also remember, it's your foundation. It's what keeps you stable and upright, okay? So you may be getting deep insights, inspiration about how to live more creatively, change your house, move your house, change who you live with, all of that kind of stuff. But you may also be getting downloads about what you need to feel grounded and stable. It's really gorgeous. Taurus, this is an amazing Mercury for you. Now, don't forget, we're going to be having that retrograde thing happen, right? But Cancer is your third house of communication. And of course, Mercury rules communication. So this is also local community. So you could be, thinking of ways that you want to be involved in your community, how you're called to play your role in the community. I just heard of someone who's getting ready to start a community garden in a part of their town that really doesn't have anything like that. So it'll be kind of a first, that kind of thing. What role do you want to play in the community? But for most of us, this is going to be about how we communicate ideas, creative thoughts, downloads about using our voice in the world. You writers, Taurus, if you're a writer, oh my gosh, get ready for the next big project. Yeah? Okay. Gemini, this is happening in your second house of money. What could be cooler than downloads about how to increase your money, increase your net worth, creative ideas for how to work differently, earn your money differently, all of that kind of thing. It's very cool. So while this is not your career, it is how you make your money. And by the way, the North Node happens to be in your 10th house of career. So get ready for that kind of information. Cancer, what can I say? This is your first house. Mercury is in you. This is going to be really about downloading ideas for how you can stand in your truth, how you can align your inner soul desires with your outer expression, how you can align your spirit with your outer self, how you can become more whole and yeah, how you can become more whole in the world. I love this. This is really a time of self-exploration and self-definition. Beautiful. All right, Leo. Mercury is in your 12th house. This is super spiritual. It's about going on retreats, meditation. It's about yoga. This is really a beautiful placement. It's all about spiritual alignment and yeah, retreat, going into nature, go by water. I promise you, if you go by natural water, I know we can't all do that, but if you can, that is going to be a mystical, magical experience for you. All right. Now, the one warning I will offer, and it's not really a warning because these are good transits, right? But the North Node is over in your 8th house of trauma and fear. So this may be a time of healing. If you have any kind of mental health issues, remember, Mercury is the mind in the house of the subconscious, talking to the house of fear and trauma. So get ready to really download new healing modalities, how by engaging in self-nurturing activities, Cancer, you may be able to really heal deeply old trauma and clear up old fears. It could be really powerful. I always say when 12th house is involved, if you need to reach out to your therapist, psychiatrist, spiritual advisor, whatever, please do. But this is a really positive transit. So yeah, give yourself some time, go be by some water. I think you're going to love it. All right. Virgo, this is happening in your 11th house. 11th house, y'all, is your tribe. Okay, that is its main thing. And we don't talk about this much because it's really so much about our friends, our group identity, all of that. But it's also our hopes. So if you're one of those people who is like, Kate, when you talk about the 11th house tribe, I'm kind of a loner, I'm an introvert, that doesn't really resonate for me. 11th house is also our hopes. So apply this as you will. But for most of us, this is really going to be like new ideas with your friends, downloading like new projects you want to do with them or ways you want to bond more deeply with them. I think this for you guys, I know it's not really beach party weather, but take your friends to water. And I promise it'll be magical. This is like, and anybody who's involved in a spiritual community, get together and let the goddess or whomever you listen to speak. This is going to be incredible. But bonding with friends, nurturing with friends, all of that kind of thing, really, really beautiful. A time of just deepening soul connections. Okay. All righty, moving on to Libra. Libra, this is your career. This is 10th house. This is aligning your work, aligning how you show up in the world. If you are not a career person, this is your public presentation, your public reputation. If you're one of those kind of people like a stay-at-home mom type, that is your career. Okay, so nobody's left out of this. But for most people, this is our career, and this is just going to be getting downloads about how we want to work and how we align what we do, the work, the labor we bring into the world, right, to support us and to contribute to the world. How do we align it with our soul's mission? North Node is destiny, y'all. It points the direction for our soul to get aligned with that soul contract we made. So how do we align our work with that? Make sense? I hope so. All right, Scorpio. This is happening in your 9th house, which is higher education, foreign travel, foreign cultures, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're sort of looking for breakthroughs in those areas, and I happen to have some clients that I know listen who are in law school or getting ready to start law school. So y'all, this is about getting the downloads for that kind of stuff, right? It's also the house of publication. Remember, that's not just like publishing a book. That's publishing your podcast, your webinar, your whatever it is, right? The North Node is in the 5th house of creativity, so super breakthroughs in all of that stuff. But I think for a lot of people, the 9th house is spirituality. And I think this is going to be a time of just really like psychic, intuitive, spiritual growth, downloads, getting our souls just really on the right spiritual path. I think this is amazing. If you're looking for your spiritual group, your coven, your tribe, your congregation, whatever it is, this would be a good time to meet those people and really bond with them over whatever this spiritual pursuit is. This is brilliant. And for anybody who's thinking of publishing anything, launching marketing around things, webinars, whatever, if it's got a spiritual component to it, you get the double whammy in this. You get what I'm saying? Sagittarius, this is happening in your 8th house of combined income joint finances. So this could be all kinds of ways that you and your partner decide to handle or increase or whatever your combined income. This could also be inspiration about how to invest. Maybe, they have those clubs and things where you make sure that your investment portfolio is aligned with your values. This is that kind of time, and you'll be like, oh, I want to invest in, I don't know what you want to invest in. Maybe some kind of save the ocean, something or another, or sea power. I don't know, but it's got that ocean feel to it. But the other thing is, everyone, this is the house of trauma and fear. So really being able to finally bring into your conscious mind that stuff that's been deep in your heart, deep buried in the waters where you were burying it to try to protect yourself. This is a time when you can put it into words and with the help of your therapist or whomever, work through that stuff and bring about real healing. Yeah? The other thing is the 8th house can be very, very witchy, especially when we're talking about people who go into those liminal spaces, the people who talk to ancestors or spirits of the dead and all of that. So y'all, this is a time to do your channeling work. Absolutely. Okay, Capricorn. This is happening in your 7th house of primary relationship. So for anyone not in a relationship already, this is going to be a time when you might really get clear on what it is you're looking for, what you want. You may not be in a relationship right now because you didn't have that clarity. There was still stuff in your heart and soul that you were looking for the lover, but you didn't know quite what it was yet. Well, that's going to be all inspired and you're going to become aware now, right? For those of you, and it is possible that you will literally meet your soulmate, okay? For those of you already in a relationship, this is a time of deepening, nurturing each other by nurturing the relationship. It's going to have to do with communication. I promise you that, because the North Node is over there in your third house. Anyway, just saying, beautiful time for relationships and soul bonds. All right, Aquarius, this is in your sixth house of physical health and day-to-day work routines. So remember, not what you do for work, like not what is your career, but how do you do that career? How is your office set up? Where do you work? How do you work? When do you work? Those kinds of things. All right, I do think, you know how I'm always defaulting to this one, making it about physical health, and I do think that's going to be part of this. And I do that because I'm a medical astrologer and the sixth house is physical health. But it is also day-to-day work. And for a lot of people, a lot of you Aquarians, I think you're going to be saying, my day-to-day work isn't structured right. I need a more nurturing environment. When I go to the office, I feel sort of under siege, or it's cold, or whatever. And I'm going to find a way to shift around my work environment so that I feel good there and my ideas flow, but not just my rational ideas, also those creatively, divinely inspired ideas. I do think it's going to have to do with physical health as well. And honestly, right now, while this is going on, you've got this Mercury trine the North Node. You're going to have breakthroughs. What do you need to do to really touch those deep places where it's like, you've thought you've cleaned up your diet, but there was a part of you that was still holding on to maybe a certain kind of emotional eating or something like that. It could also be about remembering what kind of physical activity you liked when you were a child. You know, a lot of us don't like to, quote, work out. But when we think back to when we were, like, say, in elementary school or whatever, and mom put us in that ridiculous tap class, and we used to have a blast, not because we were particularly good, but because it was so silly fun. You see what I'm saying? This is going to be a time when you can reach back to when physical movement and physical activity was fun and joyful, and you might see how to bring that into your grown-up self, okay? So I think there's all kind of stuff going on with this that's going to be really empowering and nurturing, okay? Pisces, this is happening in your fifth house of creativity. What could be better? Creativity, sex, leisure activities. I'm sorry, what could be better? So for all you writers, if we have any Pisces writers out there, this is just divine inspiration. So just get ready. It is what it is. But anybody creative or anybody who just wants to live a more creative life, you don't have to be an artist to live creatively. I say that all the time. This is really going to be, you know what it's like? It's like tapping into the inner child, much like I said for Aquarius in a different house. This is like, maybe you need to buy a coloring book, right? And see what getting back into, or did you finger paint when you were a kid? Getting back into some of that stuff so that you can like really open up by going back and into childhood. This is nurturing your artist self, all of that. I just love it on every level. But this is also going to be having downloads and all of that about how you can just, you know, really have fun in the world. Fifth house is leisure activities. And again, I would say get in touch with your child. He knows how to have fun. I promise you, even if your childhood sucked, that's a thing for some people, right? And they're like, Kate, I didn't even have fun when I was a kid. But I bet you there was a part of you who knew what would have been fun. That could unlock a lot. Anyway, that's it. Those are the signs. I hope those things are helpful. This is going to be much bigger than anything I could say here in a reasonable time. I'm loving this aspect a lot. And I want to give you a heads up. As we're doing this, we're moving into Mercury retrograde season when we're going to be revising all of this. We are also moving into the absolute best aspect, I think, maybe of the year, because on June 9th, we get the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Where? In Cancer. Those are the two benefics joining forces in Cancer. So remember what you're going through this week, because this conjunction of blessings is going to be happening right here. Okay? It's big, y'all, but I got to leave it there. I hope this is helpful. That is certainly always my intention. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing the podcast. The next time I talk to you, it will be the 100th episode. I don't even know what to say. For now, I will just say, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is my wish for you always, and I will see you on episode 100. Bye.